Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah.
Psalm 50. The mighty God, even the Lord, hath spoken, and called the earth from the rising of the sun unto the going down thereof. Out of Zion, the perfection of beauty, God hath shined. Our God shall come, and shall not keep silence. A fire shall devour before him, and it shall be very tempestuous round about him. He shall call to the heavens from above, and to the earth, that he may judge his people. Gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. And the heavens shall declare his righteousness, for God is judge himself, Selah. Hear, O my people, and I will speak, O Israel. And I will testify against thee. I am God, even thy God. I will not reprove thee for thy sacrifices or thy burnt offerings, to have been continually before me. I will take no bullock out of thy house, nor he-goats out of thy folds. For every beast of the forest is mine, and the cattle upon 1,000 hills. I know all the fowls of the mountains, and the wild beasts of the field are mine. If I were hungry, I would not tell thee, but the world is mine, and the fullness thereof. Will I eat the flesh of bulls, or drink the blood of goats? Offer unto God thanksgiving, and pay thy vows unto the Most High, and call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me. But unto the wicked God saith, What hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldst take my covenant in thy mouth? Seeing thou hatest instruction, and castest my words behind thee. When thou sawest a thief, and thou consentedst with him, and hast been partaker with adulterers. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such an one as thyself, but I will reprove thee, and set them in order before thine eyes. Now consider this, ye that forget God, lest I tear you in pieces, and there be none to deliver. Whoso offereth praise glorifieth me, and to him that ordereth his conversation aright will I show the salvation of God.
Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS, whom rule well, teach well, being great examples to our younger brothers. And peace and blessing, salutation to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers, the listeners who may have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. All right, and what I want to get into, is dealing with, another statement, that was made by Nate, from last week's live stream. And, he made a statement, he said that there are some Israelites that teach, that you can sin all you want, and eventually you're still going to come back into the kingdom. Okay. Now, he doesn't say who, he just generalizes and just say Israelites, but we know, mainly who he taking shots at, but he's, so all over the place, and, gray areas, and, let your nay be nay and yay be yay, So, um, so he made that statement. Now, first of all, we don't teach, anyone, all right, that they can sin. The scriptures say that the Most High hasn't given anyone license to sin. Okay, so we don't teach that. All right, but we do teach that the 2/3 that don't make it on this side, all right, will be born back into the kingdom. Okay, now here it is. Jake, all right, say, that we're unmerciful and we hate our people, but goddamn, Jake is putting you in hell, burning forever. You got these other camps, they put you in hell, and you just cut off from the promises. You're just cut off forever from the inheritance, man. But nah, the Lord, all right, he's a merciful power. All right. He's great in mercy and he's great in wrath. All right. And he's finna show his wrath and his mercy in the earth. But according to the promises, he will eventually have mercy on all of Israel. Okay. And that's going to be in the kingdom. Now we pray to be those that we see receive mercy, all right, on this side. Okay, we don't want to partake in that wrath, that the Lord has prepared for the earth, especially for Israel. All right, that's why you have a time of Jacob's trouble. That's the Lord's anger, okay, being executed in the earth. All right, in the way of famine, in the way of the nuclear destruction, wild beast, okay, so forth and so on. All right, and we don't teach Jake to just go ahead and do what they want. All right, we don't teach anyone to tempt the Lord, because the judgment that's to come, it's going to be a severe judgment, man. And the Lord, he it's a fearful thing. The Lord can really put you in some crazy situation, man. Some painful, excruciating, painful situations, man. All right, no one can make you feel it like Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. Okay, so we don't push Jake doing what they want to do, because 2/3 are going to come back anyway. All right, that's a terrible mindset to have, and that's a mindset that's tempting the Most High. And there's some Jakes that think like that. Okay, but that's on them. So one thing about it, as we mature in the faith, becoming more and more, as spiritual adults, as we continue to grow in this thing, we have a different viewpoint. Okay, because let's read this. This is 1 Corinthians 13:11, which says, "When I was a child, I spake as a child, understood as a child, I thought as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things." Because when we first came into the truth, man, we had certain perspectives, due to what? Lack of experience, lack of understanding, okay? Lack of maturity in the faith, maturity in knowledge, because we're becoming judges, okay? We're becoming righteous judges under Yahushua. So now we look at the matter, we look at the bigger picture of every matter, okay? Not based on how we feel or what we think should happen, but based on what's written, okay? And now our perspective is lining up with the judgments of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, because we get on the 2/3, okay? We be on Jake tough, man, the nigga woman tough, but that's the spirit to be on them, okay? We're just vessels, all right? But we can't shy away from eventually the Lord's going to have mercy on them, man. Now, if they take that, as a license to do whatever they want to do, live how they want to live, and tempt the Most High, that's on them, okay? But we just got to preach the whole gospel, all right? So let's just get into some things. Let's start here at Romans 11. We'll just go through it. All right, this is the book of Romans 11. Now, what we have to understand, Apostle Paul, as he's writing to the Israelites in Rome, okay, he's pretty much warning them not to be boastful against the circumcision, because the circumcision didn't believe, and the Spirit was dealing with the Israelite foreigners. Okay, so the Apostle Paul is writing them a letter, and explaining what's going on between the what they call Gentiles, which are Israelite foreigners in this context, and those are the circumcision. Okay, and the Apostle Paul is breaking it down. Now, let's get Romans 11:11. It says, I say then, have they stumbled, which is those are the circumcision. All right, have they stumbled that they should fall? The Most High forbid, but rather through their fall, salvation is coming to the Gentiles, which was the Israelite foreigners, for to provoke them to jealousy. Now, if the fall of them be the riches of the world, okay, which is speaking of the world of Israel, all right, those Israelite foreigners that believe, and the diminishing of them, the riches of the Gentile, how much more their fullness, okay? So the Apostle Paul, all right, is letting these Israelites in Rome know, all right, that because the circumcision don't believe now, they're not forsaken. Okay, that's why he opens up with Romans 11:1. I say then, have the Most High cast away his people? God forbid. For I am also an Israelite of the seed of Abraham of the tribe of Benjamin. Okay, so the Apostle Paul, okay, is letting these Israelite foreigners know, all right, that look, I'm of the circumcision, because he's giving his registry. Apostle Paul was of the circumcision. Okay, so he's letting them know, like, I'm of the circumcision. All right, and I'm teaching you. So the Most High hasn't cast away those of the circumcision because of their unbelief. Because you had a lot of circumcision that didn't believe, and you had a lot of some that did. You had a following that did. Okay, so he's breaking it down. All right, the dynamic, of the circumcision. All right, and how it plays out in the long run. This is 13. It says, for I speak to you Gentiles, as much as I am the apostle of the Gentiles, I magnify my office, if by any means I may provoke to emulation them which are my flesh, and might save some of them. So the Apostle Paul, even in his ministry, was trying to provoke those of the circumcision to believe. Okay, that's why in Romans 9:1, he said, well, I wish I could be accursed, instead of a Mashiach, Apostle Paul, like, I wish, I could have went on the cross to get, my brethren to believe. Those are the circumcision, because a lot of them, they were hard-headed, man. Okay? And Apostle Paul, he tried to deal, but a lot of them, they want to receive it. Just as we try to deal with Jake today, but they don't want to receive it. Okay? But it's not the end of them on this side. Okay? It's not the end of them. They just going to have to deal with their wrath on this side. But it's not the complete destruction and just annihilation of them, man. Okay? They're going to come back. All right? It said, for the casting away of them be the reconciling of the world. What shall the receiving of them be but life from the dead? Okay? And a lot of them, they're going to have to be physically born in the kingdom because they refuse to be spiritually born now. Okay? It says, for if the first fruit be holy, the lump also is holy. And if the root be holy, so are the branches. Okay? And if some of these branches be broken off, and thou being a wild olive tree will graft in among them, and with them partakers of the root and fatness, and who's their root is Yahushua. All right, of the olive tree, you see, boast not against the branches, but if thou boast, thou bearest not the root, but the root thee. Yeah, so we shouldn't boast. We shouldn't be in a boastful spirit against our people that don't believe. Now we know how to separate ourselves, because you got some of my people that's cool, to deal with, you kind of manage, and then some of them just way out there. Okay. But even then, we don't boast against them. We understand utilizing wisdom, how to move around Jake, how to maneuver around Jake. And sometimes, Jake is so bad, you got to be separated, nigga, woman, there's certain, of the 2/3, man, that you can't even be around. you know. But even then, we still shouldn't be in a boastful spirit. And see, you got, you know, certain camps, you know, IUIC, certain camps, they act as if they're the gatekeepers to you know, who's going to be delivered and who's going to go to hell. You know, which ain't no such thing as hell. But they teach, you know, but the way they speak as if you don't live according to their standards, you're going to go to hell. Okay, now how unmerciful is that? You know, you gonna burn forever? Nah, man. Which that's hell is just speaking either hell is speaking in the context of the grave, okay, or a condition in the earth, man. Okay, it has nothing to do with Greek mythology of a place where you burn forever. Okay, so keep going. All right, matter of fact, let's get this real quick. Well, that's why the Apostle Paul, you know, said if possible. Let's get this and we'll go back to it. All right. It's the book of Romans. All right, chapter 12, verse 18. It says, if it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. Okay? And it said if possible, because you know, some situations ain't possible. You know, you gotta separate yourself. All right, especially now because people are becoming more demonic than ever. Okay, but in our day-to-day dealings, we try to live peaceably with all men, whether they be, you know, whether they believers or not. Okay, we try our best to live peaceably with all men. Okay, and as we mature, because we first come in, you know, there is a disdain. You know, it's like, how could you not believe the truth? You know, you frown up at Jake, you know, looking at niggas every move, like, look at this nigga, you know. How could you not be in the truth? You know, but we grow out of that, man, because we understand that shit, Jake don't even have no control of that, man. What you gonna get into? Okay? At the end of the day, we don't feel sorry for what's about to happen to Jake, but at the same time, we don't boast ourselves, you know, amongst, you know, the 2/3, man. Okay? So let's keep reading. Let's see. Let's get this one. All right, that's why Apostle Paul spoke of a certain conduct to have. All right. Even amongst those that didn't believe. All right. This is Colossians. All right, 4 and 6. Well, let me see. I think 5 might have something too. This is book Colossians chapter 4, verse 5. All right. It says, walk in wisdom toward them that are without, redeeming the time. All right. Those that are without the faith, those that don't believe, we still walk wise towards them. Okay. That doesn't give us the green light, okay, to just you know, degrade and just, you know, be an asshole to our people that don't believe. You know, you still walk in wisdom with those that are without, because either, you know, the Lord not dealing and they, you know, they here for judgment, or it's just not their time, all right, to be awakened. But either way, we have to be, you know, we have to utilize wisdom, all right, in all situations. Verse 6 said, let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt, okay, that you may know how you ought to answer every man. Okay, and it's something that we learn. This is a skill that we learn as we mature in the faith. You know, how to be seasoned. You know, how our speech should be seasoned. Okay, with salt. You know, with a little flavor. We still deal with Jake. You know, hey, and you know, in a particular way. And like I say, now of course we know. All right, we know that there's niggas that you can't, you know, deal with. You know, you just gotta avoid. Okay. The nigga woman, like, it's certain things that just is impossible to deal, you know, because of how gone they are. All right. But you have, you know, cool, you know, Jakes, you know, they don't believe, you know, few, you know, cool little chicks that don't believe you might run into. Okay. And your speech should have grace, man. Okay, seasoned with salt, because you never know. Okay, your conduct might be all that's needed for eventually for them to come in one day. All right. So let's go from there. Let's go back to Romans. Okay. All right. So let's get back in Romans 11. And 19, it says, "Thou wilt say then, okay, branches were broken off that I might be grafted in. Well, because of unbelief, they were broken off. And thou standest by faith, but be not high-minded, but fear." Okay? So you read that in the NLT. Let's get this in the NLT. All right. It says, yes, all right, but remember, those branches were broken off because they didn't believe in Hamashiach, and you are there because you do believe. So don't think highly of yourself, but fear what can happen. All right, because the difference between us and them is that we received the gift of faith. All right, would you go to Ephesians? See, faith is a gift. The Lord gave us a gift to believe. Okay. That's what we have to understand. So we shouldn't be proud, all right, against our people that don't believe. You know, like I said, we apply wisdom and treat them accordingly, and we we don't be around them like that. Okay. And we know what's to come. And like I said, we don't feel sorry about what's about to happen to Jake. Okay. But we understand that the difference between us and them is there was a predestination, man, and there's a good chance that we could be part of their predestined elect. All right. And one of the tokens that we could be a part of the number is this grace. For by grace are you saved through faith, and not of yourselves. It is the gift of the Most High. Okay. So grace is a gift. Faith is a gift. All right. To understand, within this grace period, to come into the understanding of righteousness, to come under Yahushua, to believe in Yahushua within this grace period. Okay. And start, rehearsing the righteous acts through faith. Okay, that's of the Most High. That's a gift. All right, and it was through Yahushua. So when you go to the word grace in the Greek,
Strong's G 5485, charis. Charis.
all right. So you go into the definition, it says of the merciful kindness, okay, by which the Most High exerting His holy influence upon souls, and that's the Holy Spirit. Okay, that pure influence, that's the Holy Spirit that the Lord has given, okay, to the hopeful elect. All right, it says turns them to Hamashiach, keeps, strengthens, increases them in faith, knowledge, affections, and kindles them to exercise, all right, righteous virtue. Say Christian, but all right, really just the believers of Yahushua. Okay, so grace is a gift, that holy influence that's keeping us, that's strengthening us, and increasing our faith and knowledge and affection in Yahushua. Okay, and kindles them to what? Exercise, rehearse the righteous acts. Okay, continue. There's a self-development within this thing. Okay, that's all part of the gift of grace. Okay, and we didn't give it to ourselves, man. So how could we be proud? Okay, I say we understand. Hey, the 2/3 are part of the story. Okay, and we understand that. Hey, what's finna happen? All right. So keep reading on in Romans. Go back to Romans. But Jake, Jake just want to do away, with Aunt Linda, Uncle Darnell, just want to like, come on, man. Eventually they gonna come back, man. They gonna be good, and because at the end of the day, this rulership, all right, this Edomite rulership has been the worst thing ever. Because like I did the lesson this morning, You know, a lot of Jake fell victim to Esau's experiment. The Lord gave them over to that, man, because the Lord still has a bone to pick with 2/3. Okay, he still has a gripe against the 2/3. You know, he got a score to settle with them. Okay, so as we understand these things, but it's not going to be the end of them. Okay, it's not going to be the end of them. So, like I say, as we mature in understanding these things, you know, start to make sense. All right, it says, "For the Most High spared not the natural branches." All right, take heed, lest he also spare not thee. But therefore the goodness and severity, behold, therefore the goodness and severity of the Most High on them which fell. Severity, all right, but toward thee goodness, if thou continue in his goodness, otherwise thou also shalt be cut off. All right, and it's something about being cut off. All right, it means removed. All right, from this grace, man. You know, and reserved for destruction. See, as we speak about salvation, all right, let's go here. Because people, you know, everybody, because they say, when people say, well, Edomites can be saved or other nations can be saved, they don't understand what salvation. Salvation is a deliverance from harm or death, okay? And the deliverance that we're going to need, okay, first and foremost from Jacob's trouble, and then from the ultimate destruction of the nukes and Yahushua. Only Israelites are eligible for that deliverance. Only Israelites will be on those chariots when those nukes fly. Okay, when we speak about salvation is only for Israel. Only Israelites are eligible to be pardoned from this destruction that's to come. Okay? And only Israelites will rule in the kingdom to come. Okay? So when we speak of salvation, you see, we're speaking of salvation first from this destruction, all right? And then we're going to be set up in rulership and never, you know, opposed again. Okay? That's the salvation that we speak of. All right? So when we go here, you're going to have 2/3 of our people that don't make it to their salvation, okay? But they're going to come back in the kingdom, okay? Through the 1/3, through the elect. All right? Now, let's go here. Let's read it's the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 9 verse 7, and it says, and everyone that shall be saved shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed. Okay, and this is the elect. Okay, because faith produces works, you know, and says shall be preserved from the said perils or the dangers, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. So at the end of the day, all we can do is play our part, whether we're of the hopeful elect or the 2/3. And hey, all we can do is play our part, man, because it was all set up from the beginning. Okay, but we serve a merciful power. All right, then eventually, all right, the 2/3 will be born into the new covenant. Okay, it said, then shalt they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and that it says, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. See, these are the 2/3. Okay, they have, you know, pretty much, you know, misused this grace period. The Lord didn't give them the spirit, okay, within this grace period to be influenced in righteousness, man. Okay, because they got to play this part out, dwelling in torments, man, and that's, you know, and that's something that we don't want to see what that is, man. Okay, when the scriptures say about our people dwelling in torments, man, we don't want to see what that is, man, based off the fact that, okay, we're going to come back in the kingdom, so I might always keep doing what I want, you know, take my little death. You know how Jake's talk, take my little death and just come back. Like they, you know, like they got a loophole or something, but this dwell in torments is going to be something that the earth has never seen. Okay? And I said, we don't want to experiment with that, man. Okay? It says, for such as in their life have received benefits and have known me, and they have loathed my law, which I had a hatred for, while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood it not, but despised it. The same must know it after death by pain. Okay? The same must know it after death by pain, because see, Yahushua, he took on, that's why Yahushua took that pain for death for the sake of the elect. So we won't have to go, all right, we won't have to feel the full brunt of the Lord's wrath. You know, Yahushua is pretty much like a buffer for the elect. Okay? But our people that don't believe, all right, that don't come under Yahushua, all right, that don't come under the order of Yahushua, look, guess what? They're going to have to feel the full brunt of the Lord's wrath, man. Okay? As it says in Revelation. Okay? Let's go back there. All right, what it says in Revelation. You know, we just rolling in the spirit. You know? All right, let's go here. Okay, rolling in the spirit. Let's get this in Revelation 14. All right, Revelation 14. All right, and 9 it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his charagma, okay, that mark in his forehead or in his hand, all right, which is that seal, okay, and 2/3, you know, if they make it to this point, they're going to take it. They're predestined to take it. Well, it said, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture in the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented. See that word tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and the presence of the Lamb. Okay, the nukes, man. Okay, and do you understand, nuke, that you know if it can turn steel, solid steel and iron into dust, it can evaporate steel, and the Lord just gonna let you dwell in it, man. Shh. Nah, man. Okay. You know, this is when we're gonna fully understand that the value of the Lord's mercy, man. We're gonna have a full appreciation for the Lord's mercy. But when this is done, okay, eventually the Lord, he's gonna have mercy, man. Okay, praise for the Lord's mercy. All right. Now this is Psalms 103 and 8. It said, the Lord Yahweh, all right, is merciful and gracious, slow to anger and plenteous in mercy. He will not always chide, neither will he keep his anger forever. Okay. So he, like I say, he has a bone to pick with the 2/3. You know, you have those that, you know, gave up Yahushua to the Romans, said, let his blood be on us and our children. Hey, they still got to stand on it. Okay. When the Lord gonna deal. All right. And after that, his anger not, all right, is gonna deal forever. It's not gonna, he's not gonna keep his anger forever, man. That's how you know there's no such thing as hell. All right, because even eventually Esau, Edom is just gonna be done away with. Okay, he's just gonna be deleted, okay, from existence, man. Okay, you're gonna serve those 1,000 years of hardcore, rigorous, back-breaking, all right, captivity, and he's gonna be done away with. Okay, we serve a merciful power that's a righteous judge, man. Okay, and our people that don't get it on this side, they're gonna have to be physically born again on the other side. All right, because when Yahushua said this, all right, this is John 3 and 3. It says, Yahushua answered and said unto him, verily, verily, I say unto you, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of the Most High. Okay, so if we're not born again in the spirit, if Israel, if our people that are not born again in the spirit, they're going to have to be literally born again on the other side. Okay, They're going to be born into the new covenant, born into having a new body. Okay, born into being righteous, man. Okay. You see? So Yahweh Shai, hey, it's only way you be coming into the kingdom is being born again. And 2/3 going to have to be literally born again. We're being born again in the spirit. All right. So hey, we can be pardoned and go straight in. Okay. Lord will. All right. Because the scriptures speak about us what? Having children. Okay. Let's go here. Isaiah 60. Okay. Let's go to Isaiah 60. And because and then a lot of things, like, I know you brothers, especially because even with your parents, it's like, especially with your mother, it's like you the father now. It's like, even some of you sisters, with your mothers, it's like you can feel like you the parent, because in the spirit, because if we were the 144,000, the men, all right, they're really our children. Okay. We have to understand these things. Okay. So eventually they're going to come back. All right. And then even though they don't believe, because I say me and my mother, we used to get, into heated arguments about this truth, man. But then, like I say, as you mature, you settle down, you become seasoned, you just deal, and I look at it, I know, like, okay, she through, but eventually I can bring her back, and that's a comfort. That's a comfort, man. Because at the end of the day, us as a people, especially, we're the hopeful elect, man. There's a level of compassion that we have towards Jake. And sometimes you just look at Jake, and Jake needs the kingdom, man. Okay? The kingdom is going to solve everything. A lot of Jakes have just fell victim to Esau's experiments, man. Okay? Like, there's some Jake that's been born in some hell of a situations, man. Okay? Your grandma, crip, your uncle, blood, your big brother hitman. Like, it's some crazy Jake born in some crazy ass environments, man. Okay. So it's like, the Lord gave over Jake to be victim to these experiments, and you can tell, like, because gang culture, it don't even make sense. It's an enchantment, and the Lord gonna punish them for that. Okay, but eventually he's gonna have mercy, man. All right. Isaiah 16:18 said, "Violence shall no more be heard in thy land." Yeah, Jake grew up in these violent environments. Okay, they grow up. Jake are born in survival mode, man. You see, and you have some brothers that come, from those backgrounds. Some, more than others. Okay, but in the kingdom, it's gonna be a completely different environment. All our people know is going to be righteousness, man. Ain't gonna be no single mother culture, no promiscuous culture, no, no dysfunction, no stepdads and nah, man. Okay, it's gonna be order. They're gonna see order. Okay, no gangs, no, shootouts. Man. Okay, they're gonna see order. All they're gonna know is their people in rulership. Okay, their uncles, their cousins is all gonna be in rulership. Their sisters are gonna be married, to rulers. Their, aunties are gonna be, mistresses of houses, ladies of houses, man. That's all they're gonna know. Highborn. Okay, they're gonna come back highborn. You see? It says, "Wasting nor destruction within thy borders, but thou shalt call thy walls salvation, and thy gates praise." The sun, I'm gonna jump down, get to the point. It says, "Thy people also shall be all righteous." Okay? So you have to understand, you should look forward to Jake coming back righteous, man. Okay? Because we hate to see our people in this condition. That's why we hate the destruction, because hey, it's for the betterment of our people. Even the 2/3, hey, you know, they got to feel what they got to feel. But eventually, in the end game, okay, they're gonna come back righteous, man. Okay, and that's what we want. Okay, as many righteous Israelites as possible. Okay, Jake gonna come back. The Jakes that we see strung out, you know, cracked out, and you know the women that just finished, man, they're gonna come back. All right, highborn in order, and that's gonna be a beautiful thing. Okay, it says they shall inherit the land forever, the branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified. A little one shall become 1,000, a small and a strong nation. I, the Lord, will hasten it in this time. So the Lord is going to hasten it in this time, okay, which means that the men are going to have a lot of wives. Israelite men are going to have a lot of wives, man. Okay, for the sake of nation building, man. Okay, and extending righteousness in the earth. Okay, and those spirits are on this side, they're going to come back. All right, those 2/3 spirits are going to come back in their right mind. Okay, and hey, that's part of the good news as well. Okay, and we agree with all of it, man. And as a righteous, as we learn to be righteous judges, you know, it makes sense. Okay, you know, they're going to be born into an inheritance. Now they're going, you know, there's going to be a sense of shame amongst, you know, 2/3 as they come back, because they're going to see the kingdom and see what they was fighting against, man. You know how they did, you know, brothers. Okay, but even eventually they're going to get over that. Okay, all right, let's get this. Isaiah 54:3 said, for thou shalt break forth on the right hand and on the left. Okay, which means we're going to be fruitful, and thy seed shall inherit the Gentiles, which is the other nations. So Jake is going to be born into an inheritance, man. Right now, you got Jakes that inherit beefs. You know, they uncles now was beefing with niggas on this side of town, so they're born into some beef with some niggas, man, or they're born into these generational curses, man. Okay, right now Jake is born into the curses. Okay, the women are born in, you know, into the curses, man. They are born into situations where they're not watched over, and you know they pretty much a prey, you know, to the community. Okay, they're born into those things, man. But now in the kingdom, they're going to be born into actual inheritance, man. They're going to be born with land, all right, and servants already ready for them, man. Okay, and it's going to be off the works beginning of Yahushua. And then the rest of the 1/3, man, that's why the 1/3 are always going to have a high reverence. You know, it's going to be the upper echelon, man. Okay, because hey, the children born in the kingdom will understand that it was based off the faith, you know, that the elect had, you know, that they're able to be born into an inheritance, man, through the will of Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, it says, and make the desolate cities to be inhabited, man, which is repopulation. Okay. So those spirits that are going to repopulate the earth as Israelites are going to be the 2/3 that's going to die. You know, you see. So let's go here. You know, I think the point was made. Let's go here to Romans, and we end here. You know, the title of the lesson. All right, this is the book of Romans, chapter 11. All right, verse 26. It says, and so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written. There shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob. Okay, so Yahushua, all right, the deliverer, you know, he's going to deliver the elect. Okay, 2/3 are going to be destroyed on this side. All right, but through the elect, they're going to come back in righteousness, man, and that's going to be the end of ungodliness in our people. Okay, the judgment that's to come is going to be the end of ungodliness, all right, for Israel. Okay, and through the sacrifice of Yahushua, all right, and as you have the hopeful elect becoming the sacrifice now, Okay? 2/3 are going to come back, and righteousness and ungodliness is going to be turned away from Israel, man. Okay? You know, your cousin them you grew up with, you cool, you know, but you know, yep, as the brother put, it's the brother Tawab Poyah, Jeremiah 30:17, for I will restore health unto thee and will heal thee of thy wounds, said the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Al Shah, because they called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, whom no man seeketh after. Okay? And our people are suffering from a lot of wounds, man. Okay? Our people are suffering from some hell of a wounds, man. Okay? They've been, you know, traumatized, man. We all suffering from trauma, man. We all got trauma, you know, in these bodies, man. Things, you know, that our minds are continuing to play with, man. You know? The only thing is that the Lord is showing mercy on behalf of the elect, man. You know, so that's the point. You know, just want to bring that out. You know, all Israel, you know, eventually will be saved, you know, but it begins with the elect, you know. So till next time, I say Shalom, Kwame Mashallah, Obab, DTA, soon, Shalom.